Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the do's and don'ts of eyeshadow and eyebrow and stuff application for women of color. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that I picked up along the way that make your eyeshadow application a lot better and a lot more flattering. So just a disclaimer, I'm not making fun of people who do their brows and eyeshadow and stuff like this. If this is how you like your eyeshadow and stuff to look, then by all means keep doing that, whatever works for you. But I would like to show you some ways that might make your eyeshadow look a little bit more clean and a little bit more professional and just more flattering. So if you'd like to see how to do that, go ahead and continue to watch. Okay, starting with the incorrect side, I'm gonna go ahead and take this black pencil right here and I'm gonna fill in my brow. I noticed that a lot of people, well, I guess I'm gonna gear this towards darker skin tones because I am a black woman. So I noticed that a lot of them think like my hair is black, so my eyebrows have to be black as well, and that's not necessarily the most flattering. So a lot of people will just fill in their brow with a black pencil, and I am completely guilty of doing this. I used to fill my brows in with a black pencil, and I look back at pictures and I'm embarrassed to look at those pictures because my brows look so harsh. So as you can see, my brow looks really harsh and blocky. So I'm going to show you a way that makes it look a lot cleaner and a little bit more natural and just more flattering on a deeper skin tone. So I am going to use a pencil so I can show you, the same way to do it, but just with a different color and a different technique. So this is the same pencil but in a dark brown. It's sharpened now so you can have a more precise edge with the pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and lightly underline my brow, and first make sure you do brush them in the place that you want your brows to be. I need to clean up my brows just a little bit, but for the sake of the video I'm going to just leave them how they are. But just go ahead and lightly underline your brow. And make sure you use really light strokes. You don't want to press down because that's how your brows become like harsh looking. And then you're going to go on the top part and get to the shape that you want. And then just fill in any sparse areas. So now you can see, looking on this side, this brow looks a lot more natural, and then this brow looks really harsh and really dark, and then it just doesn't look as good, in my opinion. Alright, so moving on to concealer, I'm going to go ahead and carve out my brows using Fawn, which is way too light for my skin tone, especially to, now I highlight with this every once in a while when I want a really bright highlight, but for your brows, you want to stick to something that is at either your skin tone or like 1 to 2 shades lighter, 2 at the very most, just because it looks really, it doesn't look good because you can tell that you carved out your brows with concealer. You don't want to be able to tell that that's what you did. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the same type of concealer but in the shade Toast, which is a lot closer to my skin tone. And I do go above my brow sometimes. I'm going to do this in this video just so you can see what it looks like. But I'm going to take a light amount of this because you always want to start with a little bit and build your way up if you need more. And then clean up my brows. So you can see that this is a lot closer to my skin tone. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the contrast of brows. So this side, you can tell that my concealer is way too light, my brow's too dark, and on this side, it's like more natural. The concealer is a highlighted look, but it's not like as bright as this. So let's go ahead and move on to eyes. And so what I notice is that a lot of women of color, they'll take like a white eyeshadow base, which is fine, but they'll put it all the way on their eye because that's too light for your skin tone. So they'll take that and put it all the way over their eye, on their brow bone and everything, and just go in and then blend it out. And then when you have that, you're kind of fighting against the white with your eyeshadows and stuff, and it doesn't look good. It just looks too bright on your skin tone. So this is what it ends up looking like, and that's not flattering. So it's too light for your skin tone. It's gonna be really hard to make your colors look natural. Yeah. So let me go ahead and show you something that's a little bit better. I'm gonna take Painterly from MAC. You can also use the NYX, the white base, but if you're gonna use it, keep it lower down here and don't bring it up here, because that's when it starts to look bad. So I usually use that brush that I was using earlier, but it has some stuff on it, so for sake of this video, I'm gonna just use my finger. And I'm gonna keep this color, not use as much for one, and keep it just on my lid. And then if I need an eyeshadow base, I can use, like up here, my concealer is already there. So I have something for my eyeshadow to stick to. Or you can add just a clear base. Okay, so for eyeshadow, we're gonna go ahead and use a 35M palette. 35OM, sorry, from, I almost said Milani, from Morphe. And on the bad side, a lot of people will take a dark color and start in their crease because they think my skin is dark, so I need a dark color so that it shows up. You don't want to start out with that. You always want to start out with something that's a little bit more skin tone, but I'm just going to take the deepest brown shade in here and put that into my crease. And if you see, this is going to be really hard to blend out because you're blending and blending and blending, and pretty soon it's going to be all the way up to your brow bone, and that's not going to look good. So I'm going to keep blending this shadow out on camera, or off camera, and come back to you once it is blended. Okay, now on, you can see that this does not look good, so I'm going to show you something that looks better. I'm going to take a color that's either the same as my skin tone or just a little tiny bit lighter, and I'm just going to keep that right here into my crease. And it gives the other colors something to blend into, so you can't really tell where the colors start and stop. So this is okay to get all the way up to your brow bone because it is such a light color and it's close to your skin tone. Okay, moving on to my lid, I'm gonna go ahead and take the same palette but the shimmer, and I'm gonna take the lightest shimmery shade in here and place that all over my lid. And that is where I see a lot of mistakes. If you're taking something so light that it just doesn't look as good on your skin tone, it almost makes it look kind of ashy. And we don't want to look ashy. So I'm gonna place that all over my lid and then blend it into that deep color that we had before. I'm also gonna place that on my brow bone because we want to highlight, right? Okay, so this is how that eye is looking so far. I'm gonna go ahead and take something that is shimmery but a little bit more deeper. So I'm gonna take something that's kind of like a warmish gold color, and I'm gonna place that onto my lid, but not as concentrated. And I'm gonna keep it lower down to my lash line. And these colors are actually looking pretty much the same on camera, but they are not. So I'm gonna take something that's a little bit, you can tell that it's a little bit deeper, just for illustration purposes. But let's see. So in this palette, on the bad eye, I took this one, and then just now I took that one, but it looks a little bit too similar. So I'm gonna take something a little deeper. Let's go with this one over here in the corner. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add some depth to both eyes. I'm gonna take Noir from Anastasia, and I'm gonna use this on both sides, but I'm gonna show you how to do it properly. So on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and take this black And I packed on my brush and it did not tap off the excess. And I'm gonna put this onto the outer V of my eye, still packing on that shadow so that it is nice and pigmented. And I'm gonna bring that all the way over, and I'm blending it up as well. Okay, and that is pretty much it for this eye, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take I'm gonna do eyeliner in just a second, but let me show you how to do it properly on this side. So I'm still gonna take that black shade, I'm gonna dip into here one time, tap off my excess, start in just this corner right here, and I'm gonna stay in there and do little circles, and it's blending it out. And until I get that color kind of laid down to where I want it, I'm just gonna keep it in that corner. I'm not gonna bring it any farther in. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the fluffy brush that I was using before, and with no additional product, blend that so that it's nice and seamless. Okay, so let's look at this eye. So that eye looks very unblended and just not, it doesn't look good. And then let's look at this eye that looks a lot more natural and blended. So let's go ahead and move on to eyeliner. So on this side, we're gonna go ahead and do a wing with a pencil liner, and that's your first mistake. You don't wanna use a pencil liner to do a wing unless you're doing a smoky wing. This is just not gonna get as precise. You see how messy it comes out? Like it just doesn't look good. Okay, now on this side, we're gonna go ahead and use some liquid liner. We're gonna start thin in the inner corner, thicken as we go towards the outer portion of the lid, make our wing, and then connect it. And then you go ahead and fill in the wing. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do lashes. So mistake that I usually see is that the lash is not as close to the lash line that it could be. And maybe that's just because you're not waiting long enough for the glue to get tacky, or you're just kind of putting it on there in a rush. So I'm just gonna sit this lash here. And I'm just putting it there, and I'm not really making sure that it's as close to my lash line as possible. I'm literally just sitting it on my eyelid. And also, I noticed that a lot of times people will have this part all the way, let me show you. So they'll have their lash like all the way in the inner corner, instead of having it start where the lash line is supposed to start. And that is really annoying, feeling that lash like rub up against the side of your nose every single time you blink. Like, doesn't that get annoying after a while? And that does not look cute. Like, I don't know why you would think that looks cute. I'm sorry, but and I'm putting a thin layer of glue, very thin. And I'm concentrating it onto the inner corner because that's usually where mine will like to lift up just from my eyes watering or something, because I do have allergies. Inner and outer corner, you want to make sure those do not lift up throughout the day. And if you are wearing lashes and you're not used to, do bring like a pair of tweezers and your lash glue with you if you're going out, just so your lash doesn't pop up during the night, because that's not cute. So just wave it in the air or blow on it just a little bit so it can start to get tacky. And then you want to place it onto your lower lash line. So I like to look down at a mirror so I can have a better angle. And I like to pop it right in the middle and then secure the corners. And you want to make sure it is as close to the lash line as possible. Okay, and after my lashes are done, I do like to pinch them to make sure that they are like stuck to my actual lashes. And then I do usually take a little bit of mascara and blend them in, just because my natural lashes are really curly, so I like to make sure that they are blended in as best as possible. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. I really enjoyed filming this. I hope you guys learned something from it. And like I said before, I am not doing this to make fun of people. I'm just showing you some things that work for me. I used to do things like this when I was doing my makeup, so I just want to show you some ways that look a little bit more flattering. And yeah, so I hope you learned something from it. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody, but yeah, if you are new to this channel and you've never seen me before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, please. And if you enjoyed this video, while you're at it, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And thank you to those of you who continue to support me and rock with me. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.